Hey, what's happening? Surprise, surprise. I'm doing a fun little late night edition of Chaos Live. Kind of random. I didn't schedule this or anything like that. It's just popping up for you guys. Mainly, I know I've gotten a few comments before from people who like say they live in other countries and they usually can't catch my live streams because I live stream during the evenings in the United States, and sometimes that doesn't always work out for some people who live in other countries. So it's a Friday night. I don't have to work tomorrow or anything like that. I don't work weekends. So I figured why not? Why not have a little fun? Get on here, do a little late night stream. It's midnight for me. I see some people in the chat asking why I'm streaming at 2:02 from JFK. And it's midnight here. Maybe it's 2:02 from where you're at. My question to you is, why are you up at 2:02? So, what's up? So we'll hang out for a little bit. I don't think I'll do a full hour. I don't know. But I'll hang out here and answer questions, chat with you guys, have some great conversations. Where are you guys currently at? Why are you up so late? If you're in the United States somewheres, if you're in another country, I'd love to hear where you're at inside the United States. So we'll hang out and I'll answer questions if you have questions. Let's see, Mark. Hey, Chaos, just saw a notification. Keep it going, bro. Going to sleep, though. It's 2 a.m. and should be asleep. Yeah, you probably should be asleep. And if you're probably in the United States right now, you probably should be asleep right now. This was mainly geared to either you late nighters, you night owls, maybe you people that are in another country, whatever the case might be, of why you are up at this time, depending on what time it is to where you're at. So yeah. Let's see. Planning on joining the army soon. 20 pounds to lose first. Well, good luck to you, Joseph. Hopefully everything works out well, and you're able to shed the pounds that you need to and do what you want to do. So, let's see. We got Clara in Maryland. Don't sleep until 4:30. That's so late or early, however you look at it. I'm like I usually try to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I like sometimes staying up late. Sometimes I like to stay up if I get really focused in doing something. But it just kind of depends, I guess. Sleep for the week, Charles says. I wish I could require less sleep. That'd be a lot. I could get so much more done. Play more video games. I hardly ever play video games anymore because I'm just so busy with other stuff. So it's tough. Brandon H is in Hawaii. Awesome. Aloha, right? What's happening? Second shifter here. That's why I'm up. Well, cool, Joseph. Hopefully your shift is going well and I'm not distracting you too badly from that shift. I have a cat freaking out. Doesn't know why I'm streaming at this late at night. She's probably mad that she's supposed to be sleeping right now. What was your favorite duty station? BTS asks. Probably Fort Carson. That's where I work at now. I do stuff on Fort Carson now as an instructor. I probably liked Fort Carson the best, and that's why I decided to live here in that area, because of the area is pretty cool and everything's pretty awesome here. So Fort Carson, definitely. Really? Cat's gonna probably meow the whole time. I like 5 King BB. You're talking about for time to go to bed. Super, either you're talking about 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. I don't know which one. What was your division in the Army? Well, I was in several divisions. I was in, what was it? In Fort Riley, it was 1st Division, 113 Armor. They're now 113 Cav, I think now. They've reclassified. And then when I was in Korea, I don't know what division that would be considered. It was the Joint Security Area. I think it was part of 8th Army. I think is what it was. I don't remember what it was part of. And then it was part of 30 ACR, and then 410 Cav. And 30 ACR was zone, and then 410 Cav is part of 4ID. So, does 12 Bravo still exist? I don't know. Let's do a Google search, because I am not even sure what a 12 Bravo even is. So we'll look it up, and I can possibly tell you. 12 Bravo MOS, Combat Engineer, yeah. It's still a thing. Should have known that one. It's a pretty common MOS. 12 Bravo is still a thing, Combat Engineer, unless it was something else. What is your MOS and your serial number. Yeah, but definitely wouldn't be giving you my serial number. I was an 88 mic though. Was being the key word here, buddy. Let's see. No, it ended at 11. It's 2 a.m. here in Ohio. You're in Ohio, Joseph? Awesome. I get to march in a parade with my fellow JROTC cadets tomorrow. Can't wait. Well, good luck to you, Steven. I'm sure, is it early in the morning and you shouldn't be up this late? What's the deal? Clara says, my partner's in the Army and their MOS is 15 whiskey. Do you know what they mostly do? Again, I am not super handy on all MOSs, so let's see if I know, what was it, a 15 whiskey? What a 15 whiskey is. 15 whiskey, unarmed aircraft systems, a UAS operator. Not too well. I know people that do the UAS stuff, not as an actual MOS, but as an additional job. Then they go through like a special little class on how to fly the UAS, and then do some cool stuff with it. But I don't know if I've known anybody that actually like did like that as an MOS. So I don't know. What's your opinion on military police as an MOS? It's a good MOS, especially if you're interested in getting into law enforcement and all that kind of stuff, or you're just interested, you don't want to maybe necessarily be infantry, but you still want to kind of do some of that high-speed stuff, then definitely that'd be a good one. Have you used the VA loan and or the GI Bill? I have. I have used both. My current home was purchased through a VA loan, and I used the GI Bill to get an associate's degree in television and radio. Probably could have used it for a bachelor's. I think you can use it up for a 4-year degree. I forget what the time limit is because I still have some time left on my VA schooling if I wanted to continue to do that. JFK, can you shout out my channel, please? Do you have a channel? JFK. Let's find out. Let's see what you have. You got a few videos on there. A couple of stuff. Looks like a couple short videos. Yeah, sure. If you guys want to check out JFK, go check them out. Man, it is late. I can kind of feel it. Last night I stayed up super late trying to do that weapons qualification video. I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. It was rough. It was definitely rough. I can see that Paul Abrams is here helping me out with some moderation stuff. So what's up, Paul? I was kind of wondering if I was going to have anybody like a moderator kind of thing end up in here to help out, because it was going to be tough to do it on my own, which I would imagine the numbers are going to be pretty small. Not a lot of people are going to be up this late at night. So quick question. What do you suggest for me? Going to be probably the oldest enlisted going into the National Guard for New York, 31 Bravo. Any tips on an older enlisted going in as an E2? You're going to get made fun of. I knew a lot of people that weren't even that old. Like when I was in basic training, we had a guy who was 30 years old. And we gave him a hard time. I didn't really, because I'm not that kind of a person, but a lot of people in my basic training gave him a hard time, called him grandpa, and all sorts of stuff. He's 30 years old. At the time, you're 18, 19, whatever years old and everything like that. So, you think a 30-year-old is old as hell, I guess. But they give you a hard time. Yeah, so expect that. Expect to get, like, grandpa jokes and all that kind of stuff and crazy things like that. It's daytime here. Well, where are you at? Was it Mohammed Umar? However you pronounce that. Where are you located at? What would you change about the new uniform? It got out before it came about. I didn't. So I had the ACUs, the digital pattern. I got out before they went to the pattern that they have now. But it's basically the same uniform, just a different pattern. I don't know. I liked the. There's another uniform that I had when I was deployed the second time. There was like this nice flame retardant material that was really breathable and a lot more comfortable than the regular uniform. And I wish they would make just everything out of that kind of material that they made that flame retardant uniform out of. But that was a cool uniform. I had to turn that in afterwards, though, which was kind of dumb. But I had to turn him back in. I didn't get to keep that one. But that one was the most comfortable uniform that I had. I like that one. I wish they would make all of them like that same way. Am I late? Just got a haircut when I saw this. A haircut? At what time? Where are you at? You had a haircut this late at night. This is just a spur of the moment, random Chaos Live, late at night or early, depending on where you're at, I guess. My dad served in the Army for 16 years and the Navy for 4. Did it kind of backwards. A lot of people end up serving in other branches and then heading to the Army. What Army dress uniform do you like the most? I probably like the blues. A lot of people don't like the blues because they feel like it feels more like the Navy or Marines or something like that. But I really like the way the blues look. The blues, I think, look pretty cool. So I'm a fan. Check Landon Pug 2, please. He's my friend. This isn't just a complete shout out show, man. I've been thinking either MP or trying out for the 82nd Airborne. My dad was a Ranger. He's 58 and still tough as nails. Don't know how he did it. That sounds pretty awesome. Good luck to you if that's what your goal is going to be. Rangers are not easy to get into, so definitely good luck to you on that. Charles says, what was the hardest part about weapons qualification? Trying to hit the 300 meter targets. A lot of people like kind of save the rounds to have extra rounds to shoot at some of the ones they may miss. So it was pretty hard to hit the 300 meter targets. I definitely didn't like it when I had the M68 little laser dot sight, because like, especially like once you're out there and you're doing that stuff for a little while, you start to see kind of double dots. So it kind of sucked. And that would kind of make it a little bit kind of confusing when you're trying to aim at the target and you're seeing 2 dots inside the red dot system. So that was a little bit of a pain. So that kind of sometimes made it a challenge. Some of my other, people that I was with, they had like an ACOG, which made it a lot easier. And sometimes probably even with an iron sight would have been easier than that damn M68. But that was a little bit of a challenge. Nightfire sucks. I didn't include that in the video. I did originally shoot it that way, but the video was getting too long, so I had to cut out the whole explanation for how Nightfire works. It's not part of qualification. It's the thing you do with qualification, but it's not like required. I mean, it's not required for the qualification part, but units will usually make you do the Nightfire most of the time. What do you think of a 12 November? Was that the engineer? No, that was a 12 Bravo. It's a 12 November. 12 November, huh? Horizontal construction engineer? I don't even know what they do. They probably do cool stuff, though. Looks like they got a lot of heavy machinery and all sorts of cool stuff over there. I mean, look, you got some videos over here talking about 12 Novembers. They got some cool heavy equipment over here, so I'm sure they do probably some pretty awesome stuff. But I don't know. I don't know really a lot about 12 Novembers. Hey Chris, just got a notification. Am I late? No, Paul, you are just on time. I'm surprised that anybody came. Like I said, random live stream late at night for whoever happens to be up super late at night. I asked you this before. When and why did the U.S. Army change of the MOS number, for example, 71 Lima to 42 Alpha, 92 Bravo to 77 Fox, etc.? A lot of times they just do it to try to combine roles. Sometimes they have 2 different jobs that really could be combined into one, and they rename them. So when they a lot of times are changing MOS designators, it's usually because of that. So they don't necessarily want to drag one person into somebody else's MOS. They would usually just re-identify it sometimes. So sometimes that's why. I don't know. There might be other reasons why, but most commonly the ones I've known, like the 77 Foxtrot one, was because they wanted to combine other MOSs to kind of make it just one MOS instead of having 2 that could essentially just be boiled up into one. Chaos, can you make a video explaining the MEPS process? I've been pretty out of touch with that. Maybe, though. I don't know how well I'd be able to give my knowledge on it, because when I went through MEPS, it was back in 1999, and it's changed a lot since then. So maybe in the future. I don't know if it's going to be very high on the priority list, though. I'm sorry, because of my lack of experience with something like that. So I guess that's just how it ends up. I'm 30 going, and I expect to get called grandpa but in the RSP, I did most push-ups in 2 minutes. These kids not athletic anymore. Really sad. Some of them. Some are really. It's going to vary. You have some PT studs still out there. I know a couple guys that do really awesome on the PT test and everything like that. But yeah, you are still going to get. At the same time, you're always going to get some people that suck and some people that are awesome and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, 30 years old isn't that old, but I mean, I'm older than 30. I don't know. I don't know if you know how old I am. Hopefully I look younger than I really am, but I don't know. But yeah, 30 is not very old at all, and yeah, you'll get called grandpa. I'm thinking of joining the Marines in the future. Well, good luck to you. I always say it's best to join the branch that has you're most interested in and has the best kind of career field that you want to really get involved with. Any tips on joining the Army married? I love my wife and kid, but I really want to get deployed overseas. You just got to kind of prepare your family for that, because obviously if you're joining while you're married, well, you have to go off to basic, you're gonna have to go off to your AIT. If you're doing something like infantry, you have to go off to OSET. So you're gonna be pretty busy and away from family for a little while, and then if later you're going to the field or getting deployed, well, then you have to deal with that too. So just make sure you have a good good relationship, a good working relationship, as far as your spouse being able to handle the finances and the bills, because you may be limited or no access to internet and be able to might have a hard time trying to keep track of that stuff. So make sure that your spouse is good on that kind of thing, to be able to take care of everything while you're gone, because you won't have the ability to be able to pay bills if that was your job before, or whatever around the house. So and then it's also sometimes good to have other family members nearby that can help out, but you can't always do that if you're stationed somewhere else and your family goes with you or whatever. But a lot of times, like, families will go and do things like where the wife or husband or whoever will go back to the hometown when the other spouse is deployed, just to kind of be closer to family. So let's see. Do you still have your beret? Should do a video on the different headgears that come and gone. I do have my beret somewhere. It's probably in a box though. But yeah, probably some. Well, I might do a uniform video at some point with over the history, because I'll probably do a rank video over the history. So maybe when I do the uniform one over history, maybe do something cool like that. How do I donate to the channel? Well, there just so happens to be, if you are really interested in something like that, I have a Patreon. Not a lot of supporters, but hey, everything counts and is very nice and very awesome. Plus, you get some extra benefits by donating to the Patreon. So you can check those out. Patreon.com/ChristopherChaos. If you're interested in participating in that, sometimes I give out cool intel that'll help you out. It'll tell you about upcoming secret live streams or regular live streams or videos and all sorts of other perks that I'm including in there. And then also, I'll give you guys the skinny here early compared to everybody else for you late nighters. I'm working on this. It's coming soon. I'll have more details soon. So I've got something going on here that for some people it'll be fun and interesting, but some people won't get to take advantage of this, but maybe if it works out, we can do some other stuff. So yeah, Patreon, Christopher Chaos, or patreon.com/ChristopherChaos. That's how you can find that one. Josh, what's happening? You were up late, huh? It's 11:15, but I have a personal barber since I have to do high school senior photos tomorrow. I need it. Oh yeah. Well then, hopefully everything looks sharp and your photos go well. Hey, Christopher Chaos. Hope you had a great day. We'll watch all of it when it gets posted. Have to be up at 6 a.m. Good night. Yeah, that would be very fun. If you have to be up 6 at night, and I don't know what time zone you're in, but in the United States, it's pretty late. So, Eduardo, when you come into LA, I will be announcing that stuff soon. So, soon, as I kind of teased right there. The Chaos Live Tour is coming soon. Select cities. I leave on the 8th of October. Can't wait to join the Brotherhood. Well, good luck to you, Aaron. Hopefully it works out well. Chris, is it wise to start learning how to zero your rifle in order to qualify during basic training? Yeah, it wouldn't help. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, it would be definitely beneficial to know that kind of stuff, because then you go to basic and you can speed up the process a little bit. But somebody will be there to coach you, kind of like I talked about in the video. The coaches are going to be drill sergeants, and so they're going to teach you guys all that stuff. So. Last question. I see you're visiting other states. Any plans for New York? New York would be really awesome, but flights are still kind of a little bit pricey for going to New York City, as well as takes up a lot of time. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to try to do for this first little test that I've talked about online for this little chaos tour are cities that are easy to get to, cheap to get to, don't take up a lot of time in flight time. That way it can maximize the time that I have available. New York would be awesome. I would love to do New York. But New York right now, it would just take too much time up. So maybe in the future though, especially like if this little trial tour thing works out really well, then definitely I would love to come out to New York. But probably not this year. I'm going to say definitely not this year. If anything, it'd have to be like next year in 2019 or something. I've been wondering, how does one get into the 82nd or the 101st? Would it be tryout thing or full Rangers RASP thing? No, so like with those units like that, I mean, those are the bigger ones. The 82nd and the 101st are the bigger, well-known airborne units. But it's kind of more about, you have to be airborne qualified, and then if they need slots, then they're going to pull you. Sometimes people get lucky and go to their airborne school, start out of basic, and they get thrown into one of those slots in the 82nd or the 101st. But otherwise, you can kind of request to it. There's this thing called a branch manager that people can, talk to try to get duty assignments. It's kind of hard sometimes to request a specific unit, but it might be possible if you're airborne qualified. It just kind of depends. But sometimes mostly just people who end up in those units are getting pulled straight from when they're going through basic, and then they go to airborne school, and then they graduate airborne school, and then before going to their first unit, they end up getting pulled for like 82nd or 101st or some other airborne unit. Have you ever seen and called out a fake veteran who is doing stolen valor? Nope. You're not going to really see it where I'm at, because of all the military bases. People aren't going to try that kind of thing. That's more of something that people would probably do in smaller cities that don't have a large veteran base and active military in the area. So I've never seen it in this area. What are your thoughts on the beret versus the traditional build caps? I definitely preferred the caps. The berets looked cool. Like I remember when they switched to them. I was in the Army when they switched from the caps to the berets, and then shortly after I got out is when they switched back to the caps. But it was definitely a lot easier to deal with the caps, especially when you had your hands full and you're working and doing other things. You don't have to mess with trying to get that beret on properly, and you don't have to shave it, when you had the other cap. So it was a little bit of a pain. With that kind of previously old headgear that the Army had. With the berets are still used with like the Army service uniform, which looks cool, but it's definitely easier to use like the other style headgear. It was a lot easier. Speaking about rifle qualification, how would I get permission for a pistol qual during basic training? You wouldn't probably get to do it in basic training. Basic training, you're gonna do the basics. Everybody's gonna pretty much qualify on the M4. Pistol usually you won't get to do until you get to your first unit. You can volunteer for those ranges when they come up and all that kind of stuff, but you won't get to do that kind of cool stuff in basic. Basic's going to be the basic stuff. Check out Frontier Airlines. Seem cheap flights everywhere with them, like 2 months back. Might be a good to check out for you. That is actually going to be a combination of using. Some of the flights will probably end up being Frontier and Spirit Airlines because they're pretty cheap. But even still with Frontier, I think one way to New York from Colorado was, I think still $200 or something like that, which isn't too bad. But the really big thing was it basically takes all day because they don't have direct flights to New York City. So you had to go from, I think, like Colorado Springs to Chicago and then Chicago to New York or something like that. And so you end up spending the whole entire day traveling. And that's what really screws it up and makes it kind of difficult. But like I said, eventually New York would be cool. It just probably won't happen on this first little trial tour that I'm going to try out. So, but eventually. Good night, Mark. My Army PT trainer made 101st is no longer an airborne unit. is now an air assault unit. Can you make a 2-minute Tuesday on it? I'd have to look into it. I don't know if I don't even know that. I knew back in the day, had a friend who was in the 101st, and then he transferred to our unit. But yeah, I'm not still up to date on 101st stuff. Jared asks, favorite or least favorite MRE? Favorite one used to be the spaghetti one, because the spaghetti one had M&Ms and it had peanut butter crackers and stuff in them. Those were pretty cool. I like that one. Least favorite, there's like some weird ones, like some pork chop ones that are kind of gross. I like pork chops, but not the MRE pork chop ones. And there was a couple other ones. There was a hamburger one that kind of sucked too. So I don't know what the specifically least favorite one would be. It always seemed like the MREs would have some cool stuff in there, and then other stuff would be like, gross stuff. Sometimes they had like the main meal was cool, but then like the side wasn't very good. It kind of varies. I'm also a picky eater though, so that probably doesn't really help too much. Trying to set up my Patreon account. May have to do it on the computer in the morning. Phone's being a jerk. Well, yeah. If you want to contribute to the Patreon, awesome. But it is not. It's just if you want the extra perks, you want the extra stuff. But also, side note, which will be more information available on that soon when I do those tour things. If you happen to be a Patreon member and are going to attend one of my little meetup tour event things, I'm going to try to have extra perks for Patreon members. So also a good advantage. But if you want to hold off until, if you just want to be a Patreon member, cool. But if you want to be a Patreon member for extra perks for the meetup thing, then I understand if you want to wait to find out if I'm coming to your city or not. So only a few cities for this first little test out anyways. You can probably use the tour as a tax deduction, just a little perk. If you know how to. I planned on it. Yeah, it'll definitely, I keep track of all the stuff that I do with YouTube. I have all the revenue that I earn and everything else that goes to an account. So side note, any revenue that I earn from Patreon, any revenue I earn from t-shirts, any revenue that I earn from YouTube goes to a separate account than my personal account. I don't use any of that revenue for anything other than YouTube stuff. I have my personal account. I use that stuff if I want to, buy something awesome, if I want to go have some fun, and do something, or, whatever, right? For my personal account. Everything that goes from YouTube stays strictly for YouTube as of right now. Maybe later in the future I can, start giving myself a paycheck from it. But right now, everything that I make off of YouTube, Patreon, anything else goes towards paying for like my Adobe subscription for my editing software, my licensing fees for music, any kind of upgrades that I do. If I have to replace any equipment or upgrade equipment, and then this trip will also kind of get paid from that. So it's thanks to you guys that I'll be able to do this little tour thing, because the funds that I earn from YouTube, from Patreon, and everything else will be used to go to do this little trip to meet you guys, as many as I possibly can for this first trial of it anyways, and for those who show up. I'll spill the beans a little bit more for you guys, because you guys are awesome enough to be up late at night. There's 22 of you guys. It's a little bit smaller of a group compared to the last couple of several ones. So if you don't know, I want to do this little kind of like a thank you tour kind of a thing. I'm probably going to explain this a little bit more probably in Sunday's live stream as well for the majority of people as well, but I'll give you guys the little first up kind of thing with this whole tour thing. But it is the Christopher or the Chaos live tour, and I'm going to be going to 4 cities that I'll be going to. Colorado Springs, of course, Los Angeles, Dallas, and Denver. And that's where I'm going to go. The dates, I have the dates, but they're not confirmed yet, so I'm going to hold off on giving you guys that information until I confirm that these are going to be the dates, but it is going to be in October. In October, I'm planning to do this, to come out, hang out with you guys that can make it out to these locations, and chat up with you guys, answer questions, whatever the case might be. And I think it'll be fun. But I'll have more information on that soon once everything kind of gets confirmed as far as locations, dates, once I book the flights and all that kind of stuff. Then I'll probably put out the information and stuff. But those are the 4 cities I'll go to. If this works out really well and I get some people to show up, then maybe I can do additional cities next year. My biggest fear is that I'm going to book this thing and nobody's going to show up, and then it's going to feel really weird. But then at the same time, I'm really kind of worried that like a crap ton of people are going to show up, and then like someone's going to shut it down because they're like, oh, you need a permit for that. That would be awesome. Probably not very realistic for probably the size of my channel, but 5 people show up, 10 people show up, awesome. It's just going to be really awkward if no people show up or like hundreds of people show up. Then it's going to be a little tough. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have a whole process that I'm going to kind of use to try to make it work, hopefully. But yeah, more information to come out. So if you're in Colorado Springs, Los Angeles, Dallas, and Denver, or you can get to those areas, that's where the plan is to do these little meetups, to hang out and meet you guys, hopefully. Veggie breakfast MRE is terrible. Sometimes they had, there was something in the veggie ones that was always really good. I forget what it was. I think they had really good candy sometimes though. Can I ask for airborne school on my enlistment contract, or is that based on my ASVAB? Well, it'll still kind of be based on your ASVAB a little bit, but you can request for airborne school. You can get that into your contract to where you go to basic training, AIT, and then go to airborne school, and then to your first unit. So you can request airborne school in your contract. Am I coming to Texas? Which you probably heard my little spiel right there, but yes, Dallas. Come to Ohio, Cleveland, Akron, please. Maybe on the next time we can do something in Ohio, in Cleveland or something. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of it's going to be based on easy places to get to. That's not going to take up a lot of time trying to fly there, because I still have a day job. So a lot of this has to either be taking one day off, or doing it over the weekend or whatever kind of a thing. But we'll see. Bring stickers. I'll try to do anything and everything in my power to make it to your tour. I'll give you some stuff and hope to get your signature and making a collage of Army members I meet. Yeah, that'll be awesome. Stickers, I probably will bring stickers, but even if you want a sticker now, you can actually get one by simply shooting me a letter with a self-addressed envelope, and I will put a sticker in that envelope and send it back to you. And I think this address might not be in the description of this video, but it's in the description of all my other videos too, and as well as on the about section of my channel. So all you have to do is send me a self-addressed envelope to that address, and I will send you a sticker, as long as I have them. I think I still have, I don't know, like 30 maybe or so. I haven't really sent out a whole ton of stickers. Good handful of stickers here and there, but not a whole ton. But I still have quite a few. But yeah, I'll probably still bring stickers. I may have a giveaway at each location as well. Still waiting to see if I'm going to get the thing in time. But each location might have some giveaway stuff that I might do for something cool. Cool, I'm in Dallas. Well, then you can come on out, hopefully, to the meetup. Maybe I'll at least have you there. I don't know. Who knows? It'd be kind of funny if 22,000 people showed up at one event. Yeah, that would be nuts. I think if 22,000 people showed up to one of these events, I would get shut down. The cops would show up and they'd be like, "Yeah, we can't have this many people here. This isn't going to work." Like I said, I'll be happy if at least a couple people show up. I think like 5 or 10 people would be easy to manage. If we start getting into like hundreds of people, it's going to get a little insane. But I mean, I love it. It'd be awesome. It'd be fun and pretty cool. I'm not expecting that. I'm just hoping at least 5 people can show up or something. We'll see though. Can they make them on a Sunday though? When you're in LA, my Army PT is now on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it will probably be for LA. It'll be on a Saturday actually, and it'll be in the evening-ish. So you should be okay if you're doing from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Because the tentative time frame that I'm looking at is probably going to be around 5 or 6 p.m. For all the locations, pretty much. So all of the locations are going to be in the evening time. But LA so far is probably going to be a Saturday for LA. I don't know how to send a letter. What? How do you not know how to send a letter? Write an address on an envelope. Have someone help you. Inside that envelope, include an empty envelope with a stamp on it, with your address on it. And I'll mail one. But if not, and you want to make it out to one of those events, LA, Dallas, Denver, or Colorado Springs, then I'll have some stickers with me. Like I said, I'm not going to have a lot of stickers with me, so if a lot of people want stickers, I am only going to have a few stickers probably at those for that meetup stuff, though. So that might be a little tough. If you come to Cleveland, we can go to Little Italy and eat some amazing food. I'm Italian, so I go there a lot. I like Italian food. Italian food is awesome. So I'm a fan of that. But yeah, Cleveland, maybe on the next round. It won't be on this first round, though. I'm sorry. If you remember me from the previous live stream, you will know. How do you get the little sticker things? The ones you put in the top right corner. I have, where'd the sticker? Do I have stickers over here? I do. I have stickers over here. I'll show you. They're just chaos stickers. I still have probably, like I said, I probably have about maybe 30 or so. They look like this. This is what they look like. This is the chaos sticker. Just blank. Good quality chaos sticker from Sticker Monkey, I think makes it. I think they made my stickers. I think that was the name of the company. Sticker Monkey, something like that. But yeah, send me a self-addressed envelope. I'll send it to you. Come out to a Chaos Live event. I'll probably have a few of these. I won't have a bunch of these. So if a lot of people want stickers, I'm going to eventually run out of stickers at the live events if that ends up happening. I won't be in LA to go to the LA meetup like I hoped, but I'll for sure be at Dallas. Awesome, Josh. Yes, Dallas. It'll be in October. The Dallas one will be a Sunday. So as long as you're available on a Sunday in October, then hopefully you can come on out to Dallas. And all of the meetups tentatively right now are looking like they're going to be near the downtown area, probably, of each city. By the way, I'm looking at it. So that way, because I don't want to do it like at a bar, because I don't want to discourage anybody who's like still in high school or anything like that from being able to show up at these meetups. I want to be able to have a large variety of people to be able to come, and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I don't know, how many people are going to show up. So if it does end up being hundreds of people, well, then obviously a restaurant or a bar is not going to work out. But if 5 people or whatever, then it will work out pretty well, having certain locations I'm looking at right now. So if you come to the location I suggest, I'll bring you sushi. I don't like sushi though, so I'm not actually a sushi fan. I don't like anything raw. I'm a picky eater. You don't want to bring me any food. I'm pretty picky. I'm picky, but also simple, I guess. So it just depends. I enjoyed the live chat so far, but I'm gonna go to bed tired. Trying to come to Cleveland, Ohio sometime. I would come out. Good live stream. Awesome, Joshua. Have a great night. I probably am not going to hang out much longer. I know our numbers are dropping down. We're dropping some people on this late night thing. I just wanted to try it out and see how it was going to kind of go and kind of be available for anybody who's in another country. But for the most part, it looks like people, if not everybody in here is in the United States, just up late at night. So, but hey, if you want to catch it at a good decent time, Sunday, I have it scheduled already. If you want to go to my channel, you'll see the scheduled live stream for Sunday, and you can click on the give me notification thing, or the click get notification, or you set reminder, or whatever it says. I forget, set reminder, I think it says, and you get notified of the live stream when it's about to go live and all that stuff, and that'll just be a normal time one. So, Chris, when you're in LA, go try Manny's Special at I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'll have to try to remember it. It'll be interesting. I don't know what we're going to do when we go to LA. I'll have a little bit of time to do maybe a little bit of sightseeing. I haven't been to LA in a long time, because I'm originally from California, but not the LA area. Most of the time when I go to LA, it was for either a concert or Disneyland or for Universal, stuff like that. But there's probably other cool places. I've never been to Venice. I have been to Venice Beach, but I was pretty young when I went to Venice Beach. Venice Beach would be kind of fun to go back to. I wouldn't mind going and checking Venice Beach out again. Does this count for a secret live stream? Not really, because it's public. I don't know if I'll probably. I don't know if I'll leave this as public, or if I'll make this unlisted after this is live. This might just be a special thing for whoever was up late at night. What's your favorite camo? I actually like the new one. The new one's pretty cool. I like that. I like that new style. The new style camo is pretty cool. I'm a fan. So I'll hang out for a little bit longer. I'll answer a few more questions, and then I'm probably gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna probably go to bed. Like I said, I'm wore out. I stayed up super late on Wednesday night to get Thursday's video done, and I still kind of feel the effects from that. Plus, get up early for work during the week. I want to sleep in tomorrow. All that kind of fun stuff, which is sometimes hard to do with a baby, but the girlfriend's pretty awesome, and she a lot of times gets up, thankfully, with the baby sometimes. If you ever come to SF, I know some cool spots. Well, awesome. San Francisco's not too far from LA. It's about a 3-hour drive. Come on down to LA. Ever get called on a floor buffer? Those things suck. Floor buffers suck. But yes, if you don't get qualified, obviously. I know what you're talking about, though. But yeah, buffing floors aren't fun. I'm always up late at night. If you're one of those night owl people, what part of LA have you been? I don't know, a lot of places. I've been to the LA Convention Center? No, not the LA Convention. There was a stadium there that when I was in school, we went down there and we saw Phantom of the Opera. I forget what the convention center was we went to. I've been to Hollywood area. I've been to Venice Beach a long time ago when I was younger. Been to Van Nuys multiple times, Rancho Cucamonga area, because I have family that live in that area of Rancho Cucamonga and near Van Nuys. I forget what the little suburb is that I have family also as well. So, been to several different areas. Try to stay away from Compton now. Hey Chris, so whenever a married soldier would get deployed, their families go with them all the time? So not during deployments. No, deployments they would stay home. Can't bring spouses with you for combat deployments or anything like that. If you got like stationed to like Germany or something like that, and it's an accompanied version of the tour, then you could bring family with you, unless it's unaccompanied, which is only a year. But if it's accompanied, it's usually like a 2-year thing. But if it's a deployment to something like Iraq, Afghanistan, something like that, no family goes with you. They have to stay behind. Will your GF also come? No, she'll be home with the baby. It'll just be me and one of my friends is probably going to tag along with me. He was in 11 Bravo. He was airborne. So we'll be able to hang out with everybody who shows up and be able to answer questions, and plus have the cool insight from him of what it was like being 11 Bravo airborne. He also went through SFAS training for Special Forces, so he can answer some good questions for anybody who wants to show up to that. As in wife and kid, yeah, for the deployment stuff, yeah, you won't be able to bring them. Yeah, there's a solid chance I'm going to take the train down to LA for the meetup. Awesome. I look forward to meeting anybody that can show up. Like I said, I don't want it to be a situation where I show up at this thing with high expectations and nobody shows up. I mean, if nobody shows up, then me and my friend are just going to roam the city and have a hell of a time or whatever, and then leave the next day. But hopefully people show up and it'll make it interesting. What's up, Logan? Avoid South Central? Yeah, there's certain parts of LA that aren't the greatest. I actually have a boulevard in Los Angeles area that is named after my family. Bandini Boulevard. That is actually named after my ancestors. I've never been down it to see what is on Bandini Boulevard, but I have passed the sign for it several times driving down the 401. But can MEPS rule you out for surgery? I guess it depends on what kind of surgery. A doctor is going to look at you, and if the doctor has any kind of doubts as far as you being able to do physical stuff or whatever, then potentially yes. Also East LA, yeah. Would SCARs affect you in MEPS? Probably not. As long as it's not some kind of crazy scar that, could, cut open because of whatever reason or craziness, then you wouldn't have to worry about it. But if it's just some kind of visual thing, nobody's going to care about that. You should set up an Everbright event. I don't even know what that is. You're going to have to elaborate on what an Everbright event is. You live close to Bandini? The city, there's also a city too in California called Bandini. I don't know if the city is named after my ancestors, because I have a great uncle, or not uncle, grandfather, great grandfather, Don Juan Bandini was his name, and he moved from Mexico into San Diego area, and he was a politician, and he was one of the people involved with California becoming a state and all that stuff. And down in San Diego, they have Casa de Bandini. They have a museum. They also have a really crummy Mexican restaurant, I guess. Apparently, I've never eaten there, but my dad has, and said it wasn't very good. But there's most of the history is down there in San Diego area, and then it kind of transfers over to other parts of California a little bit. But I don't know if the city Bandini is named after my family, but the boulevard, I think, is. Was 31 in Bravo, and if you're ever make the southwest of the country, man, I'll be down for a meetup. Well, awesome. Like I said, hopefully if this goes well with these 4 dates, these 4 cities, if that goes pretty well, then next year we'll look to do more, and it'll be fun, hopefully. Whoever is going to LA, wear Army uniform when you meet up. Also, can you do like Instagram updates where you are at when you do come for the meetup? Probably. I'll probably do something. Maybe do like Instagram stories. Probably not the pictures, but like that little story thing. Because I like that better than the Snapchat one. I don't really use Snapchat. So maybe like through Instagram stories, do some kind of like progression of it, of the little trip. Recruiter says I will have to wear makeup to cover up my scars when I go to MEPS. That is why I'm asking. If a recruiter's telling you that, then maybe. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with people saying they can't have scars when you come in. So that's new to me. Everbright is a website that lets you send tickets to whoever is going to show up. That way you have a rough estimate. I'll have to look into that. That might be a good idea. Right now, the system that I have that I'm going to be using for the meetup is RSVP through the website. But I might have to remember to look at Everbright and kind of weigh the options. Thank you for that suggestion. I'm going to bring it up so that I remember to check it out after the live stream, and I'll look at it. So it'd be interesting, but it'll be free. I don't know if Everbright can do free tickets, because I'm not going to charge for this or anything like that. I'm not that special. Then people need to pay to come see me. I'm just going to be happy if somebody comes see me. But right now, it's going to be a situation where you're going to go to the ThatChrisChaos website, and there's going to be RSVP for whatever city you want to attend, and then you get updates via emails. So if time has to change or anything like that, you'll get updates from an email, and then also you get email of the location and all that kind of stuff the week of. But there'll be more information about that soon. But I'll look at Everbright and see if that's a better option than doing the RSVP method that I was going to do. I'll have to see. What MOSs do you think are the hardest to get due to lack of availability? Because my biggest fear, not getting the job I want due to not being available. I don't know. I don't know which ones are currently like really full on stuff. The harder ones to get are going to be, the 18 series stuff, because that's special forces and you have to go through a special qualification course to even get that MOS, but it's not necessarily full in that sense. So I don't know which ones are kind of lack of availability going to be tough. Have a blessed night. Love the content. Keep it up. Well, thank you, BTS. Yeah, it's free, Josh says. All right, I'll check that out. I've used it before. All right, so I got it pulled up, so I'll look at it and see if it's a better option than the RSVP way that I was going to do it, but that'll be kind of one of the ways they'll probably do it. Is it true the Navy is the gayest branch? I don't know. I'm sure every branch probably has, people that, choose to be with the same sex. It's whatever. A lot of respect for the military. Where's the mod at? Paul's still here. So Paul's keeping an eye on stuff a little bit. But we'll do a couple more questions, and then I'm going to call it here, guys. It's almost 1 o'clock where I'm at here in Colorado, so can't hang out for too long. I'm starting to feel the effects. I feel like I don't have as much energy as I normally do when I'm doing these live streams. I feel like kind of like I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm just gonna fall asleep right here. Anybody wearing headphones, by the way? Because if you're wearing headphones, this is really creepy when I do it like this. So, any last questions? before we call it for this late night edition of Chaos Live? Anyone? Last opportunities. Get in some questions. Do you want stickers? You can just send me a self-addressed envelope to this address here. If you want to send me fun stuff, I'll take that too. Whatever you want to send me, that's legal. That's not going to explode or anything crazy. Send me mail. I would love to hear from you guys. And then Sunday, I'll probably give out a little bit more information, maybe, on the tour plans. I would go, but my record won't let me join. Talking about, for the Army? Yeah, if you have any kind of criminal stuff, they kind of frown upon that stuff. How do you look so good, man? I don't know. You're just trying to butter me up. Is it for the free stickers? Is that what it's for, man? You just trying to get some free stickers out of me? We can do it. It's easy. All right, guys. I'm gonna go and call it here. It's late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Gotta get to bed. But like I said, Sunday. I think I have it scheduled for 7:30 Colorado time. Do a live stream, a more official, the actual official live stream, the regular one. Everybody wants to join that. Awesome. And then I'll give more information probably on the Chaos live tour and anything else we want to talk about. So thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You guys rock. I'm going to bed. Maybe if you're going to bed too, then have a good night. If you're in another part of the world where it is daytime, then have a great day. Wherever you're at. If you're watching this on the replay, then I don't know what time it is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.